Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, sure. This is the second one. There should be more education, but you don't need to see these. Otherwise, I would mind you. But I think you might end up getting spinach. Like I thought spring. On 3 weeks, you are arrested. Yeah. Third countries.
5:58.
Yeah, it's easier.
The speakers, I don't think the speaker's on yet. Need to turn it on.
Well, I apologize. I didn't realize.
Oh, no.
I didn't mean to. That would work. I don't typically not mean to. So they should just be lost.
So this is for his last not, but the speaker is not to use.
And you see like the little bars going back and forth while I'm talking?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah. Let me know when it's.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Who's another one of those? It's all.
Not well, but. Okay.
Ladies want to come up?
Are you going to call her?
I'll now call the meeting to order. It is a workshop meeting. So, Board of Education is first on the,
I'm going to go through like highlights and most voiceless is the most voice I've had in 2 weeks. I saved it for you. But there are some things that I need to point out.
yeah, the chairman.
And yes, and she's here to talk about it. I think with the salary model works a little bit. Well, we only want to explain what's happening here. The teachers did get they're getting a full step this coming year, and I believe 1% increase, but the overall increase is 1%. The reason for that was we talked about last time in other position, which took one person off the salary schedule. And at one point, our assistant principal put online. Right now, she's at 60-40. She's 60% teaching, 40% administration. The needs of the school have really changed. She is better served as an assistant. There are already 3 schools in the region who have assistant principals. Because of that, the position was a slight mid position. It was on that 101. We removed that me from that line, and then removed her salary. Right, it looks like everything we didn't teachers at all. We did reduce one higher position. And the rest of that is pretty much 4%. Well, we were fortunate that initially when I started talking about the budget, I went down to $20. We looked at the budget last year. We were hiring 4 positions, and I budgeted one family, one full time, and one single. Anyway, my insurance line probably about 70. And I found it foolish to put the 11% increase in what I told you last year. It makes more sense to budget according to that's what you're looking at with the health insurance. It's a big, really a main driver. Page 3. We did increase. What do we want the we are one of the only now the field trips we don't have regional increase. We're still looking about which for a lot of $10,000. So the parents are responsible for students fundraising. $1,400. They have it's exactly that $10,000. We have been upwards in
Sorry to interrupt, Beth. I know this is not anything under your control, but nobody can hear anything you're saying. Is there a way to turn the volume up on the speaker or?
Maybe Amy, if you could repeat what that's saying or something like that.
Yeah, maybe just pull the speaker closer to her.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
Like
what works too.
everything.
They can't hear us, it's cutting out. So that's somebody just texted said it's cutting out.
Maybe it's a combination. I'm not sure. I just got that we can't hear her. Yeah.
the other bigger increase is the regional sports and activities. And we budgeted 20,000, which was as our big 8th grade graduated. I assumed we would have less students participating this year, and that wasn't the case. So that our first season we had there's also a wider variety of offerings now, so we have more students. They're having baking. We have a lot more students who are taking Sam felt like this was a real going into. I don't think there's anybody.
On the middle school sports.
Yeah.
I know Kent does piecemeal with
Yeah.
your son and son. Have we looked at that at all? Like, would that be feasible here for some sports to do?
I think there's a couple things with that. I think that we would have a hard time fielding. If you are looking at soccer, I think we would have a hard time fielding team because we have maybe 4 boys playing soccer. We might get more. The other piece of that is we don't have any uniforms or any things that we have in So we'd be looking at purchasing uniforms, providing transportation, hiring coaches, providing the fields. And we could look at it, but I don't.
I'm just curious, because I know Kent did that, they do some. The way they're paying.
Well, they're starting to more because they can't.
All right.
That's okay. The next page is really, it was like, the water, sewer, electric. Go over that. Instructional equipment repair. The building repairs is up $9,000, and that's net of what we have. But I was trying to keep it reasonable. We are starting pretty where we are going to work. And these are great. And, you know, a lot of the things that are in the school record. But I was thinking, anybody have any questions? We tried a lot of this again in insurance and bus transportation and diesel fuel and goodness we locked in fuel. It increase and not that number. Summer school I did a decrease because I budgeted 20,000 this year and so I took the numbers from this year. Communication and all of the internet.
Yeah, just a question on the diesel one. Yeah, because with volatility, do you expect we'll have to increase that? That's great.
For next
Well,
year,
we're
so
lucky.
we should be good. Thanks for next year.
Yep, great.
The diesel fuel and fuel fuel.
It's fantastic.
These next lines are construction supplies. That's what we use. Most of these, we have a supply closet within. In January, we present us with their own budget. And that they're on the table. Educational software. We do a lot of programs. A lot of things there. Really auditing. We have 40 licenses of this, 40 kids using it to say we should have 40. Probably not. So we really try to be smart with our purchases on the educational line. You're going the administrative line. We use a program called Power School in the whole district. Their school is our student information system. And most schools in the United States use Power School. And just like anything else, you buy the product and you're like, oh, we really want it to do that. Well, that's an extra. And so then we found out this year there's a big increase because we do standardized the state aspects of it, and we've always handed out. The state would send us paper. And we keep one and the students recommend they're sending digital. And so they have to be stored. The digital has to be stored somewhere. And then we had to add another document. So the administrative software things that we use. And all of those contracts. Well, like I said, Board of Education supplies, there's an increase here because, and there's an
Is Power School bid at a regional level and we pay our share? Or pay, is it like bid about the school level? We pay one contract for our school.
So central, you can't like bid on it because it's a regional and everyone uses it. There's no like bidding per se, but because you pay by seat, it's more cost effective for just a district because with a lot of these things, we get some of the education stuff. And so when you go to buy it, it's like, oh, buy 0 to 50 licenses, you're paying $10. If you pay for 100, you can get a deal of $8. But then you're like, well, do I need 50 and it's a lot of that. Because of that, you get a cost savings because you pay people.
That's great. That's what I was hoping to hear.
Next slides, they just they just very mindful. Increases. Where we are. The instructional purchases, what we've been trying to do the last few years is pick a classroom or two and upgrade. legal. So we kind of like work down the hallway. And then one in the elementary room, middle school. And again, we have a plan of pricing cost effective manner. Once technology purchases of our Chromebooks, we'll end up buying a few things here, so whatever number I go to our vendor, I have these are the specs that I need. We did get updated budget from the district, and I don't know if you remember, they were at it was 9.1 last time, and they were in terms of professional. We are at a 6.73. The district was at a 8.94, and that puts overall at 7.3, 800.
Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. Now the,
And it is.
public hearing will be on the 20th. All done with the comment. You can't, basically, if we were to make a recommendation, normally the Board of Finance would make a recommendation. Well, bottom line. You know, in the education budget, can't go into. Well, Board of Selectmen. Okay? Awake down there?
I'm awake.
Everybody got one of these? All right. Now, your budget's a different story. We can talk about separate lines.
You got it.
Okay.
Okay, we'll start with selectmen salaries. That's staying the same at 37,000. The admin salaries are going down $1,525. General supply staying at 2,000. Legal notices staying at 1,200. Probate court is an increase of $604. That's just their increase this year. Election miscellaneous. The reason this number's up, Rosemary and her sister went through and went through everything. They're going to have to probably figure in for a primary this year, and that's another $8,000. So it's up right now $8,900. Board of Finance salaries are no change at $832. The auditor service, we went down 2,500 on the federal audit, and we went down 12,500 on the regular state audit. The assessor's line, she went down to $29,565.
Clerk ask questions as we go along.
Yeah.
So why is there a $10,000 decrease there? Is she partnering with other towns or?
It's because the benefits, we pay a partial on benefits and we pay partial on her salary line. Her benefits have gone up, so there's a decrease on her salary line. She
Got
sets a budget line, and then we figure out, Mel figures out all that.
Okay.
Anything you'd like to add on that?
Well, the 39,000 in there from the year before included the benefit also.
Got it.
So, the clerk's salary, a decrease of 3720. She's not going to use books this year, so there's a decrease there of $900. Her contract services are going up $1,400. Her legal notices are going up $150. No change on education mileage. Mapping is going up $1,400, or is going up to $1,400. She's also working with the COG to get a grant. I know that was something that you had a question about at one of the board finance meetings. So she is making efforts to try and update that mapping software that you guys were looking into it, I think a few meetings ago.
Great.
The dues, no change, 105. The copy lease, $850. Software is going up $1,520. Board of Assessment Review staying the same at $500. Tax collector salary staying the same at $2,300. 23,000. Thank you, Doug. 23,000. And clerk salary is going down $7,050.
Again, do the health benefits not paying that anymore?
Well, that's due to working within the 2 busy months of the year for her to have an assistant, and then providing a few days off here and there for Becky to have somebody fill in if she's sick or something like that. So that's what we kind of came up with, talking with her.
The clerk is part-time, so she's not eligible for the medical benefit.
Yeah. General supplies is down $921. Postage and printing is up $100. Legal notices is down $500. Tax software and maintenance is down $500. Town treasurer salary staying the same at $25,000. Payroll fees, service fees are going up $4,066. That's just based off of paychecks. Financial support and maintenance, we're going to go up $1,000 on that line. Town council, is going up this year $15,000. I told you guys this at the last board meeting, but I'm going up 15,000 on this line because this is our year to renew the contract with the union for the Public Works Department. And that's what he estimated going back and forth with the union and coming up with the contract to be. Now, what I'm going to try and do is extend that contract out this time so we don't have to keep re-upping with the lawyers and everything, but I'm not sure if they'll go for that. So the town clerk salary staying the same at $38,000. Her assistant salary is going up 6,500. General supplies is going up 500 to 2,500. State fees is going down 1,000. Legal notices is going up 250. We're leaving the microfilm alone at 600, copier lease at 100, and computer at 9,000. I talked with Becky yesterday about this line, and she said to just leave this alone. It's basically if somebody overpays, this is the line we pay them back out of tax relief. Town hall maintenance is staying the same at 8,000. General supplies is going up $1,000 to 5,000. The postage meter is staying the same at 7,500. Telephones is decreasing 1,000. We're going through. There's a lot of lines that were left over. They switched over to an integrated system here, and a lot of lines were left over. So we're trying to delete anything that's extra and get it off. So
it's decreasing to 11,000 or 8,000?
That went back to 11.
Okay. On this,
Yeah,
on yours, it's wrong.
you saw me change it, didn't you?
I did.
So it's 11,000 for telephone.
Yes,
Yeah.
sorry.
that adds $3,000 to the bottom line.
Okay. Fuel oil. We're figuring an extra 1,500 for the town hall. We figured this before it went sky high, so hopefully we're out of the heating season for now, and we'll see how it comes around.
Just, do we have the capability to lock in like the school does, or
No one reached out to lock in on that with us this year, so it's something I could talk to Buddy. We use Buddy and our Lindell Fuel and John B. Hall, so I could reach out and see if we could lock in or do something.
Can we lock in?
If you ask Buddy, yeah, well, some of the schools already locked in, no problem.
So I'll ask. Electric, we're decreasing 1,000 to 8,500. Water and sewer, we're decreasing to 200. This is just based off the uses where we have been. Copier and fax machine is a decrease of 1,000. Alarm system, we're decreasing 200.
How are you able to get the $1,000 decrease on the copier?
Because typically year on year, we're only spending $600.
Yeah, and then
And it was budgeted for 2,000.
and then we had a big jump last year to 1,500 spent on that.
Yeah.
Do we have
Might
any
been
idea?
Some of the end of the year move around money.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Usually if that line is right to the maximum, it usually is a budget move over
Got it.
to fill a different line. Bonds and insurances that are 165,000, no change. Town payroll taxes are at 65,000, no change. Employee benefits, we're keeping that at 260. Sick days, holidays, vacation is staying at 65,000. Our IRA and pension is increasing $2,000 to 34,000. Computer services is staying at 10,000. Fire protection, the physicals are going up for the firehouse $725 this year. And then their distribution of $130,000 is staying the same as last year. On the fire marshal's line, burning official is staying at 800. Salary and wages is going down $200 to 19,800. Administration is going up $880 to 5338.
How's it? The burning officials, $800. Oh, how's he get paid?
He's right behind me. Tony, how do you get paid?
And they send me a check. For $800? How many permits you do?
No, it's on per paid per.
You must do more than $800 worth,
$15 per permit.
650,
huh?
650, somewhere in there,
Yeah.
maybe, sometimes less.
Well, that's a bargain.
Yeah, you're cheap.
Yeah, you're cheap.
You're not supposed to tell them that, you know. You're supposed to be trying to get me to go down, you know.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, there's some areas where you try to keep good people too.
No, I hear you.
I would look at that again if I were you and talk to him and see.
Only $270 has been billed out for this year.
Yep.
What do you bill by the permit, Brian?
Yeah.
How much is it?
$20 a permit.
15 goes to Brian. Right, Brian?
Huh?
15 goes to you?
But that's for him. They have to call him. He has to verify, come out, do an inspection, all that stuff. So that $15 covers all that running around.
Yeah.
I think if
That
we
even covers gas.
yeah, really.
Doesn't even cover his gas. Brian, it doesn't cover your gas.
Why are we trying to raise the budget here?
Again, I've had no complaints from this department.
Yeah.
Go
And to
down that
change that, you would need to go to a town meeting, I would imagine. That's governed by an ordinance.
He's a dedicated civil servant.
Okay.
All right. Education and due services staying the same at 1325. Equipment is staying the same at 1375. Deputy fire marshal is going up $3,619. Residence trooper.
I got a question about that. We have 4 fire marshals right now, right?
Yep.
So what are we doing? Are we phasing out somebody or bringing somebody into leadership?
Well, one's John is a deputy out of Lakeville. Cody Ludinami is coming in just to do fire investigation.
Mhm.
He's really not getting a weekly paycheck out of anything here.
Yep.
So it's basically between Jim O'Neill and Tim Baldwin who does the inspections and everything. And I think they're looking to consolidate some of this. So it is something that we should probably look at.
Yeah, I would agree.
The resident trooper is going up $68 this year to $133,670. The building inspector,
You get a monthly report on him?
yes. And actually, they update it. So about 2 months ago, we had a meeting at the Bantam Firehouse with a lot of first selectmen from the area and a lot of the troopers from the resident trooper program, and they went through everything, trying to give us more services, work more with overtime and putting troopers on the weekend and whatnot. They're also giving us a laid out report that shows exactly what the state police barracks is responding to in North Canaan, the response time on those calls, but also what Spencer is, our resident trooper, is going in his response time. On average, his response time is about 5 or 6 minutes less than what we're seeing out of the barracks right now. And it's because the barracks is covering, I know Chris can probably speak to this, the barracks is covering a huge area with very little staff.
500 square miles.
And they like to have about 1,250 people from this meeting is what they told us. And I think they're down to like 900 and something, 920, I think they told us.
He just worked days?
So Spencer's been working night shifts, some weekends, whatever Jen tells him to,
Someday.
for events. So,
No, he does do events. Huh?
he's doing some events. He's helping out with some of the parades, carnivals, things of that nature. A lot of North Canada Events Committee stuff, and that's part of the program trying to rework the system because it was a little bit more rigid a couple years ago where they were locked in their set schedule. and now he's kind of floating around where like if he sees there's something happening on Friday nights, he tries to be on patrol on a Friday night to deal with those situations, you know. So we're trying to not just have it be 8 to 4 every day because not a lot happens in Canaan 8 to 4. It's usually other hours of the day, you know. Okay. So the building inspector line, the building inspector salary, we're staying the same at 39,890. The building clerk salary is going down to 10,200. 24, a decrease of $24,800. Building software and maintenance is at 18,500.
What's the story with this software?
And
What does it do?
so this software is OpenGov, and they people can go online and they can apply for their permits and stuff. It kind of streamlines the permit process.
But there's other softwares out there that are a lot less expensive and they give you more
There are
leeway.
there are services that I mean, our building clerk that's in there right now, our building official rather, works with a different system than that. It's incorporated into a permit price and it's a lot less money per year.
I think if everybody agrees here, we probably should look into there's other systems out there that are less money. And
Yeah, I
pay more
agree.
for it.
Is this the same system several years ago, Doug, that we paid like $30,000
Right.
for?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was at the time, that was the big push, was to streamline everything so it'd be less man hours and more efficient. So all the departments could go on there and check off and sign off. Perfect.
Yeah.
So everybody has access to it.
So what we found out though, with working with this, like George last year went to Brian and said, "Hey, could I make it so I could have zoning permits on there?" And when we called down, I don't quote me on the exact number, but I think George told me it was like $9,000 extra on top of the
Right.
money that's in this budget line for him to be in there to have his permits go. So, I mean, if you want, we could look into some other options. It is pretty
Can you get
expensive.
us some other options and bring it to the Board of Finance meeting on the 8th?
He
Which
has
is-
been looking, but we're locked
which is
into
on-
27.
Is next week.
Yeah.
The former selectman signed a contract with them.
Is that contract breakable or
If we don't put it in the budget, we
just
don't
not put in?
appropriate
Well,
for it,
then I think we ought to be looking at.
but then we
something.
can't appropriate for
another
another one.
Well, then we could do that at a town meeting, correct? Because we could just get rid of this, cut this line right down to 0, and then go into contract with, or go have a proposed contract with another vendor, then go into town meeting and approve it at town meeting.
Don't know about
I
that.
think it's worth looking into if you
Yeah.
can get more for your money.
Jesse has
for
been
less
looking
money.
into it.
So
Yeah,
when
I mean the
I would
software.
come to the next our meeting, regular meeting on the.
Are the other towns using that other software or the same software that we have?
So Salisbury's using OpenGov, which is what we're using. Goshen and Thomason are using the software that Paul, who does our inspections, that's what he's using, which is Permalink.
Okay.
And I've had better experiences applying with Permalink myself for wetlands permits throughout the state. So
So Permalink for $7,800 will give you 5 apartments. So you can have the assessor on there, the tax collector, one or the other. You could have zoning, fire marshal, building inspector, and it's $7,800 for the first year, which includes $1,000 of training for everybody involved. It's $2,000 to transfer all of OpenGov's information over to the Permalink software, and it's $4,800 per year for that. So going forward, the next year would only be $4,800 versus this typically is going up by $800 to $900 every year on top of what we have. So it seems like it would streamline more. Paul Betty, who is our building official, works with it already, which is a big plus because, and now that we have a changeover with the building clerk, it may make it more streamlined I just learned that system rather than boot up all the way with OpenGov.
Is there any disadvantage at all that you can see?
Nothing that I've heard of. It's,
Only if there's a financial disadvantage to breaking the contract early.
You know, what's that deal? Can you break it?
if we don't appropriate the money for, if you guys deny me the money for that, you may be able to. Yeah. Like I say, if not, we gotta wait until next year, which is too unfortunate because it's a year of more of this.
Something to look into for next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, you
I
know,
mean, and then you'd have it for next year anyway, so
yeah,
if we didn't do anything, or we couldn't, we'd have it for next year.
yep.
Okay.
All right, miscellaneous expenses is going down $1,000 at 4,000. Dog account is at 6,500, no change there. Traffic light is at 400, no change. Fire hydrants is at 27,000, no change on that line. 911 services is up $1,944, coming to 42,955. Town garage,
Let me ask you, just going back to the fire hydrants,
yep,
went from 18,000, you have 30,000 appropriated and you only spent 18,000,
In 2025, you spent
right?
27.
Well, isn't there a lot of
So
spring
what's
work?
what's the, just
That's
for
the
everybody's
quote we
knowledge,
got direct from
was that
them for the non-fire district fire hydrants. That's the number they sent us.
the water company?
Yes.
Yeah, and there's the spring too that we
It-
haven't spent.
it may be going down because of the pressures aren't exactly where they need to go. Like Falls Village is paying a little less right now. That was something I started looking into with them. Falls Village is getting a discount because their hydrants aren't right at the PSI that they need to be. So they get a discount on these hydrants.
Ours aren't.
They haven't done a test on them, so I don't know one way or the other.
Who does some, Mike?
No, they test their own hydrants.
But you take care of them, right? In the winter, you clean them out? No, they take care of them?
Fire district,
Fire district does?
who tests them now? Fire district.
Aquarium, I believe.
Aquarium.
Aquarium is in charge of all that.
And did they give any reason why the PSI is reduced?
I don't know if it's reduced on ours, but I know that in Falls Village they got a discounted rate because they were reduced.
Hmm.
That's what I was saying.
Okay, okay.
All right. So 911 service, like I said, is at 42,955. Homeline security is at 0. There's no change there. Town garage,
Why is that?
we haven't used anything on this budget line because everybody's been volunteering their services for this.
Okay.
Moving forward, we'll have to talk to, we'll have to see if anything changes, but we have some discretionary funds if we needed to, move a little into that line.
Mhm.
Town garage, the alarm system is staying at 500. Fuel oil is going up 2,000. Electric is no change at 6,000. Water and sewer is no change at 750. Stormwater testing is at 0. Telephone and internet is at 5,000. Decrease of 4,000.
No, it
No.
should be 9.
9,000.
We moved that back up.
What'd you do?
We moved it back up
Sorry, my sheet's on. So this is 9.
because they've already spent almost 13,000 just this year.
So why that's down a little bit though is we're gonna take out the TV down there. Everybody's got cell phones and internet now. There was a time that we needed TV down there for, checking weather and updates and stuff like that. But I just feel we're spending too much money on some of this stuff. General bridges and repairs, 75,000. No change there. Snow removal, 0. Highway overtime, 25,000. No change on that. Repairs and maintenance. This is a decrease of $7,000, and we didn't really decrease this line. What we did is we moved the $7,000 down to vehicle equipment repairs, which is down a few lines below this. So I took 7 off of this line. It was originally 14, and I took 7 off of here because we spend quite a bit on vehicle repairs, and we don't typically aren't doing too many repairs and maintenance to the buildings over there. You know, they're block buildings and things of that nature. So the next one down is sand salt. So I'm going up $30,000 on this line this year. And this is to stockpile enough salt based off of this year to get us through a year. That way we don't have to ever run into a situation where Hudson's frozen off or things happen and we can't get to salt. Salt's only going to be cheaper, so I think it's better to buy it in bulk ahead of time. Does anybody have any discussion on that?
No,
Okay. Plow blades.
that's why we have that extra building down at the transfer station.
Yeah, so we're going to stockpile it there. But this year we almost ran out. I mean, we were right down to the last load before, luckily, things started coming through, and we had to mix some sand with some salt to get through. We just don't want to run into that again. Plow blades. Every few years, he has to put in $5,000 worth of plow blades for all of our trucks. This is one of those years that we have to re-up. So vehicle and equipment repairs. This is the one that I moved $7,000 over to this line, and I added an additional $2,000 for a total of $9,000 increase. Street lights and miscellaneous stays the same at 8,500. Tree removal staying the same at 20,000. Highway salaries are going up 5,350. That represents the union contract of the 4%. LOSUP is going down $193. Transfer station gas and diesel is going down $2,000 based on usage. We're 3/4 of the way through the year, and they only spent 13 out of their original $27,000 budget. So I think we can go down on that a little bit. Recycling is going up 2,400. Transfer station operations is going up 5,000. Transfer station salaries is going up 13. Monitoring of the wells is going up 3,900. Hazardous waste is going up 500.
Question on the salaries. So that's about a 16% increase. Was that just because of one raises in the past or
So
the transfer station?
it's a 4%.
Well, neither one of those are really true numbers because the rest of it is broken out into, we have to break out holidays, vacations, sick days, personal days.
So it drops down. So
So
there's
you can't really do the math on those two numbers.
It's not going up $13,000.
it is going up 13,000.
He did say, I think it had been, what, 10 years since some of them had gotten a raise?
Yeah, it's been a long
I thought
time.
she might have mentioned.
Yeah.
So the total is $117,000 with the 13,000 moved, sick personnel and holiday. So it should be about a 4% raise.
So that 90 is incorrect also? The current 90? The transfer station's up.
Yeah, the current 90, there's money brought down on that vacation line. It's just how they all done it. And it
It was
was,
just somewhere else in here.
yeah, it was 65,000. Sick
You
days.
don't have to focus on it. I was just wondering.
No, it's fine. It's a
It is confusing. But I
19.
did give you the numbers, right?
yeah, no,
From
it's
salaries.
broken down on the left there.
The overall vote is an increase of 13,000,
It is an increase of 13,000.
but the baseline's not 90,000. It's higher than that.
Baseline's higher than the original 90, yeah. Because like I say, all of their sick days, vacation days and everything are moved up to that other line.
7 roughly.
It's still much higher than a 4% increase then. It was just. We're looking at, it's fine.
No, we'll have to take a look at.
All right,
Is that like an 8 or 9% increase salary line? I'm just curious.
Is
No.
it adjusting for past missed raises?
no, it should just be, it should be a 4% on this.
Salary.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
We'll look into that, and if the math is wrong or anything, we'll get back to you. Let's see, resident tipping fees are up 5,000. Hauling costs are up 2,000. So before we jump out of that whole transfer station category, today I went to the legislative body in Hartford and testified on the behalf of North Canaan and everything about seeing if they're gonna gift us that transfer station. But we still don't know what these tipping fee numbers are gonna be. Our contract is getting pulled on us in June of 2026. We originally had a contract out to June of 2027. So we only found this out at the beginning of March, which I told you guys about this a little bit the last time. So these numbers may change as we find out more information, but right now it's a question mark. But Kate has plugged in to the best of her knowledge where she thinks things are going to be as of right now. You know, salary line is as long as we check the math, that won't change. But like I say, the other tipping fees, recycling, things of that nature, like right now with the mirror contract, we currently pay no tipping fees for recyclables. If we sign the contract with USA, they have $45 per ton figured into that contract for next year. So that's going to be an added expense, things of that nature. So this isn't the only town that's in this situation. It's pretty much all Litchfield County, with the exception of like Kent, because they go down to Danbury.
And this was kind of sprung on you?
Yeah, I mean, we had a contract until 2027 of next year, June of 2027. The COG has been working on forming the NRRA, which is a group just like the HRRA down in Danbury. And it's a transfer station run by local governments and local towns, basically. So the COG was looking to form that with the northern half of the COG, which is Lakeville, Salisbury, Falls Village, Cornwall, Falls, or us, Norfolk, Winsted, Torrington, and Dan Jeremy, which is New Hartford. So those towns are looking at, Litchfield is also in that, are looking at acquiring that site and seeing if we could do our own garbage there and everything. But the thing is, we had a year to do it. Now we don't. We have only a couple months to do it. So the
And
process is
who
sped
else
up.
is, and the contractor that's running it now
For DAS, the contractor that's running it, they're in talks to see if they would stay on. If we
so
could
they're
just,
running it for the state?
they're running it for the state.
So the state just decides that they didn't want to do this anymore? So all your state officials dropped the ball,
Without a doubt.
not the local officials, it's the state officials.
No, it's nothing to do with the local government across Litchfield County. It's
Well,
DAS and above, you know.
so it could cost the taxpayers a lot of money.
Well,
And
besides
state
the
officials
school,
dropped the ball.
this is our next highest budget is right here. The transfer station waste is the next highest thing. Then it goes down to Public Works, then the town hall.
Where's the waste going to at this point then? Right in Torrington?
It goes right to Torrington.
But it doesn't stay there.
And it's shipped out again, right?
Then they consolidate, they break things up, and they ship it out from there. So we pay right.
Arkansas,
Pennsylvania.
I don't know where it goes from that point now. I think it is Pennsylvania, but we're paying currently 0 on recycling, and we're paying $136 for tipping fees on our mainstream garbage.
per ton.
I thought they had it solved when they had that, trash to energy plant in Hartford.
Shut that down.
Yeah.
Yeah, shut that down.
Nobody,
Yeah,
nobody
it
wants it in their
worked.
backyard.
Yeah.
Something worked, so they don't wanna keep it
No,
going.
that was a big topic today at the Capitol when we were all talking about it.
So Salisbury, don't they truck their own garbage, correct?
They truck their own garbage.
And so does that affect them the same as us then, or no? If you have your own, if you're able to truck your own stuff, is that
Where are they gonna truck
feasible?
it to?
Well, that's what I'm saying, is we're the same situation, you have to have somewhere at the end.
They're gonna have to have somewhere to truck it. So it's something that we're gonna have to work out. Like I say, it's not nothing set in stone. We currently use USA for moving our waste. Our compactors are rented through USA. And they're probably a viable option for us to go to. Well, I don't think it would be wise for us not to at least look into what we're doing here with the Torrington transfer station, because the thing with that is, they're offering 119, no, 118 on the tipping fees right now and 45 on the recycling. So if you add the two together, they're more than the 136 that we're just paying on that right now. So it looks good at the tipping fee line, but you get what I'm saying? There's extras built into this. And this is right at the ground level. And it goes up, and they're not giving us an estimate on what the recycling will go up over the 10-year mark. Kate is working on this with me, and we're trying to come up with better numbers and figure things out. But like I say, I think as long as we can leave this open, we need to leave this open. We'll work the other budget and we'll plug these numbers in at the end. That's
Well, you have to, if it's more than a certain amount, you gotta go back to a town meeting.
well,
And if you got set up a contract, you'll have to go to a town meeting anyways.
yes,
And maybe before that, these politicians that are running for office in the state this fall will wake up and say, maybe we should do something about this.
there was some talk of that today. So, like I say, I think we're doing as much as we can on the local level right now to try and deal with the situation, but it's something that we need to kind of give us as much time as we can on that. All right, going back to Torrington Area Health, they're up $88 to $17,646. Visiting nurse and hospice is staying the same at 2,000. North Canaan Ambulance, the incentive program is going down 750. It's just because one member has become ineligible for that discount on their taxes. The ambulance itself is staying at 150,000. Local relief on the senior center is staying at 500. Local relief miscellaneous is going up $6,000. The reason this line is going up is to cover financial need in the town. Back when Doug was a first selectman, this line was 8,500 for our social worker to help people in need and things of that nature. Years after Doug, they had state fuel programs and other programs to help out the social worker. But what's happened now with the state programs is they've fallen behind. So somebody submits a ticket in for some fuel oil, they come out, they fill their tank, they don't get paid until the oil's already gone up, and the company it's taking a loss on the oil. So a lot of companies won't even sign up for the state fuel program anymore because the state is shelling out a lower rate by the time everything is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'd like to bring that back up to 8,500 to help out these people if we can.
Well, it makes sense.
So the gear bus is staying the same at 27,000. Social worker,
Who can take that gear bus?
I think anybody can use it.
Anybody in the community.
Yeah.
You gotta call ahead though.
Where do you want to
Yeah,
go?
where do you want to go, Doug?
I don't want to rock.
Gas,
Yeah.
gas is pretty expensive right now.
I was thinking that.
We'll go to the Stop and Shop.
Yeah.
Win Carvel in Torrington and win. Buy one, get one free.
Sign me up.
So the social worker salary is going up $1,000. When Mary Beth was here before, she used to get the $20,000 back in the day. So she asked if I would increase it, and I said, okay, as long as you guys are good with it. Housatonic Youth Service Bureau, staying the same at 5,000. Project Sage is staying the same at 1,500. Litchfield Hills Nutrition, excuse me, is going up $691 to $3,278. Susan B. Anthony Fund is staying at 1,500. Shore Services is increasing $500 to 4,000. The discretionary fund, we're going to go up an extra 500 here. So in talking with Barry and Matt Freund about Wetlands Commission and stuff like that, they use the Northwest Conservation District quite a bit. So they help out with delineation of land, maps, things that the Wetlands Commission can lean on. It saves us some money and some attorney fees. They actually asked us for $3,150. I'm going to kick them 500 out of this discretionary fund. That's why we're bumping it up to 500. But I think it's a wise move to do for them.
So that district used to have a line item in the budget, and that was cut maybe 5 years ago.
Okay.
So maybe for next year, it would be good to have that line restored.
We may want to do that.
Yep.
I just figured for now we could leave it in that.
Yes, get it going again, sort of place. Yep.
Well, it's not too late. You can still put it in here.
True. We could restore it completely.
If you'd like, we can. Mel just has to work with Edmonds to
Edmonds.
add a line onto this budget. That's all.
Okay.
If you want to do that.
I think that's a good idea because, like you said, with what the Conservation District does, a lot of what they do is mapping also. So if we're coordinating between them, HVA, and the assessor's office to get our mapping restored to where it needs to be, that would be constructive.
No, I agree. They also teach our guys roadside management courses, invasive plants. I took the course last year, along with the town crew on invasive plants on roadside management. So I mean, there's lots of things that this agency does for this town, and they just haven't been given any money over the last few years. So all right, so we'll create a new line for that. The Douglas Library is going up $3,000 for wage and operating increases. Little League is staying at 1,000. Memorial Day is staying at 1,000.
So just going back to the library for a second.
Yep.
If we could ask the library what percentage we currently fund the library out of the town budget, that would be constructive to know. It used to be 70% of their budget.
I have a breakdown with Jesse
Okay.
over there. If you'd like
Yeah.
to see it.
Yeah, we could review that individually, I think, outside of this meeting for our next meeting. That could be constructive.
Whatever you guys want. If you want to look over any of the financials are in that folder.
So other
Anybody wanna
towns,
Look at it.
I think we could look at it ourselves.
What we did do for them, they do have quite a bit of money in their capital improvement plan this year. They've had it in there. It's quite a bit of money. So what I did do is down the road here somewhere, I don't know exactly where the line is. We took 2,500 off.
It's not in the town's capital non-recurring, but they have over $1 million in their own,
So rather
In
than
their
which is
investment
separate
account.
from the town's
yeah,
capital
which
non-recurring.
typically we kick in an extra 200 or 2,500 every year too. But I asked them this year, being their account is so high, if they could maybe go without that, because obviously between the school and what we're looking at here, we're up.
So you deducted it?
So I deducted that 2,500. It's not showing right
Yeah,
here.
they
It's
have
down the
$1
road.
On its own line.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's down in the capital non-recurring.
Well, they have $1 million.
Yeah, that's what I said. Could rebuild the whole library.
Right,
But they also use they. So when I said that to them, they also said, well, we use some of that money to gain interest to offset some of their operating costs. So we don't want to
Right.
assume that they're just using that. They're using it as an endowment in a way to help fund some things. So it sounds great when you first hear it, but then when you realize they're using the interest off of it. Mel was the treasurer previously, so she can speak to some of that if you have any further
So you
questions.
think they ought to leave it, or?
I think it's okay to leave it out this year. I'm not saying we'll take it out forever, but
We'll revisit it next year, but at least it
Yeah, you
helps.
should revisit it every year. I mean,
Exactly, based off of where things are and what maybe there'll be growth.
And the $1 million that they have is from their investments, right? What
yes,
people donated to them years and years
Yes.
ago,
Oh yeah,
and they can only use that for certain things, correct?
I don't, it has to be used for the library, but I don't think there's restrictions on it. If there are, they go back so far we weren't aware of them.
Hmm.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions about it, but I think I'll ask you after this meeting and then we can dive into it next time.
good enough.
Okay.
All right, Little League is staying at 1,000. Memorial Day is staying at 1,000. Town pool recreation, pool salary is staying at 31,700. Pool director is staying at 18, or is an increase of $500 at 18,150. Telephone, electric, and pest control is down 500. Water is up 1,000 to 4,500. Chemicals is up 1,000 to 4,700.
Do they run all the programs now, all the youth programs, Little League and everything?
Yeah,
Little League's not a rec activity.
not a rec activity, but Adam is incorporated in it somehow, but I don't know
Right,
if
but
he
it's
does
not.
in official
We've been
capacity.
down this road a million times. Yeah, Little League is not a rec activity. So, I mean, I'd love to see a breakdown of what's involved in rec now because of all the consolidation, the regional stuff. I
Sure.
think it's important to know.
Yeah, but you can't, then you'd have to give up the starter,
What's that?
the Little League.
No, I'm saying the Little League's fine. I'm just saying it doesn't fall under rec. The Little League is its own separate entity.
Yeah, because it has its own
Yeah.
charter.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I'm
You're
just
talking
saying,
about the
It's one
rec
of
program in
oldest in the
general?
country, you know that.
yeah, I'm just talking about the rec program in general for the town of North Canton Rec. Like what is accomplished, he's paid year round, what is accomplished throughout the entire year. And my feeling is that position should really be a full-time position from the time the pool is open until it's closed, like those high peak months. That's my
Okay.
feel on that. I mean, that's somebody who needs to be there to make sure everything's being done. Plus, you could run activities there during the summertime, etc.
I do know he does a lot at the pool in general is in pretty rough shape, and there's a lot of Band-Aid fixing that goes on behind the scenes that you don't necessarily see with that. But I have no problem with sitting you down with Adam and going through this if you'd like.
Well, they can bring it in. They've done it in the past. What
Okay.
they do, what's accomplished. If they're hours, I have no idea.
Yeah, and he does a lot of the programs, the signing up, the things of that nature. I know Lindsay's behind or was behind us. Oh, she's gone now. Okay, she was here just for the school budget.
Okay.
So, okay. So water, we're going up $1,000. Chemical,
Still got a leak?
we still have a leak
Where's the leak?
somewhere in the middle of the pool.
Is there an account to replace that pool at all? Wasn't there an account or no?
So we're going for a grant this year to redo Sam Eddy Field, the tennis court, in the grounds for the
I
swimming
mean,
pool.
I guess that's my contention is like the rec to me is all that stuff should be utilized. Like the baseball field, soccer, there should be stuff all during those peak seasons during the summertime. There should be activities.
Oh, I get
And the
it.
youth in North Canton should go there. And the other thing is like the pool is anybody can go there and use it. From outside our community, everywhere else you go, you pay to use it.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why we don't charge people. If you don't live in town, you should be paying a fee to use our pool.
Sure.
You do charge.
They do charge?
Charge.
Okay, because years ago they did not charge.
Yeah.
They do. Okay, thank you.
And we do have a capital non-recurring.
I thought we did.
We do. I'm not sure what's in it.
Okay, so I know we put into it every year though. For the pool?
Yes.
We do.
It should
It'll be
the
on-
next
it'll be-
page.
Okay.
There is a plans for that, new pool,
I have the blueprints on my desk.
the ones that were in the vault.
Yep.
We had them done 100 years ago.
Oh yeah, no, it was all the new schools and all that, but it's on my meeting table right now.
Probably
So
state of the art.
I'm
Yeah, I was gonna say, how
Ian-
long?
It was
Ian-
20 years
10,
ago.
no, was it 20?
Yeah, 2007 is 20 years ago.
so well,
I know, it's a sad fact.
I think I'll have to redo those.
at the next selectmen's meeting, I'll have an update on grants with everything laid out. So I think hopefully we'll be all right with everything that we're going for. So we'll see how it goes. So chemicals. So repairs and maintenance is staying the same at 65. Events and activities is staying at 3,300. Porta potties is staying at 2,600. Yearly projects is staying at 1,500. The AHA program, I would like to fund the AHA program to $7,000 this year. What the $7,000 really represents is their workman's comp, their inspections for the fire, training for CPR, other types of insurances, things of that nature that they have to do separate from the school, even though they're in the school.
It used to be $8,000 and then they put it in the school's budget.
No.
No, we took,
So Raha became.
yeah,
Sorry, Beth.
because it was in the budget, but we took it out and the school, I think, started.
Oh,
But no.
Well, there's some kind of, something that happened there.
So what happened was they became their own 501(c), and so they are completely independently funded at this point. They're in their house in our building, so they don't have overhead costs like electricity or heat. But I sit on the board of that as well, and I have to say that they are desperate for funds because we realized that even though they're in the school, they have to have their own insurance. And so Brian actually worked with us to help, get that done. But now they're paying for their own insurance and they have to follow the state regs in terms of student to teacher ratio. So you're looking at, even though it's not a daycare, depending on the age of the children, you always have to have 2 people over 18 who are there. And it seems silly because you're like, oh, it's 3 hours. But when you do 3 hours times 5, and on Monday they might have 12 kids, but on Wednesday they have 22. And then they're running all summer.
Thank you.
So they're also, they're running full stop all summer.
That's during the summer, it's 8 hours, the whole day.
It's a full day.
Yeah.
So they are typically 8 to 5:15. I think they might be going 8 to 4:30, but they're looking every way possible to
Yeah,
reduce
they cut
funds.
the out summer hours at 30 to 4:30.
They're cutting summer hours
The
too.
staffing, I think that's hard.
So
It's
this
incredibly hard.
this first section here is kind of their operating funds. What they charge for the per kid fee covers just enough to cover what Beth was just talking about
Barely.
of the staffing because of the requirements of what you just went into detail on. So that's why we're trying to go for 7 for them to help them with this. Now they fundraise and they also apply for quite a few grants. So they are seeking other funding sources. And this was kind of a last case scenario to come to the town on this, but I do feel it helps a lot of the.
Well, I think, and I don't know if I'm even allowed to be up here. but
Sure you are.
I think there's 2 pieces to that. We're one of the only towns that doesn't help fund that after school program. It's such a benefit to our working families, and we charge less than anyone in probably a 20-mile radius but the balance between keeping the program running and keeping it affordable for the families in this town is almost impossible. And they apply. If there is a grant out there that could possibly help, it does. And what's kind of unfortunate is that you go to like Berkshire Taconic, even me as the principal, we go to Berkshire Taconic, we go to all these places that tell us to look for grants. Salisbury, Lakeville, Cornwall, Litchfield, Sheffield. There's almost nothing for here. And it is in the daycare, I know, runs into the same thing. It is so hard to help the families, help the kids. So I Sorry, I jumped up.
No, I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
It's-
so it sounded like,
question.
go ahead.
So years ago though, it was, so they're separate now, it's a 501c, correct?
There.
Yes.
Because
The
wasn't,
state made that change, right?
Rip, I think it,
No, they chose.
yeah, I think we did because the town at the time was paying, I think it became a liability issue for
The
the town
town.
employees. So, okay, so that, right, then the AHA becomes 501c, so now they're completely,
And they're actually, the 501c is not AHA. The 501c is North Canaan Education Foundation.
okay,
So it houses actually multiple things. So money that's donated to that, like the playgrounds, that all went through the North Canaan Educational Foundation. When that was created, the idea was not just to run AHA. It was that could we get that 501c into Berkshire Taconic? So if people wanted to donate to Canaan, it could be things like, can we set up a separate part of that foundation that maybe helps pay for kids' lunch accounts, helps pay for that 8th grade class trip. Our parents could apply through Berkshire Taconic through the NCEF. But AHA has become such, we can't get AHA solid enough financially to be able to even consider going in those other directions. So
Yeah, so do you think 7,000 is enough?
We can increase it.
I think that's, you're talking about bare minimum.
what did we, you remember what we
It
did
used to
years?
be 8 years
I was
ago.
gonna say,
Yeah,
100 years ago it was 8.
because it was, when I
I
first
mean-
came on the board.
And that was $8,000 when they weren't paying their own insurance, when they weren't,
Right,
and when they weren't
I think we're
living,
working with salaries at that point. kind of
Yeah.
To hold them over.
when they weren't living, and you also have to have a head teacher. And they have certifications and classes and licensing. Even though
So what
we
would you think is realistic?
can at least,
What Mary Beth asked for.
That's what she asked for, but I was nervous we were gonna see pushback on it, so we went.
which I think we're past that.
I think, right, because, I mean, it's probably been 10 years or 8 years anyways, or something since the town.
it hasn't
donated.
been funded by the,
I think it's after that switch over, we kind of,
Yeah.
every year we're cutting it back until end of.
and then there was nothing.
Correct.
Right.
I was on the board when that started, we started cutting it because
Yeah.
the changeover, laying on Doug.
I wasn't on the board.
I know, you're the
I was
selectman
on
now.
the other side of the table.
Thank you, that was
You
all
people
very
cut
helpful
it.
information. I appreciate it. It's 190, right?
The-
Is it 18?
The prices are changing, like they're in the middle of a price change now. So I could give you the exact numbers, but I don't want to be wrong. It's a very, I want to say,
It's about 18.
it may not even be that much.
I believe when Mary Beth was telling me, she said it's basically what most daycares are getting for one day, they're getting for the whole week.
So
Well, and the summer cost went up, but I think the plan is to offset that cost after the grants come in
Mhm.
and all that stuff. But it is, I mean, even the daily increase, I've heard from some people who have kids going there. I mean, it's, it's tough for everybody right now.
Is this for open to everybody or just the residents, or how's that work, or?
it's only open to the residents.
Okay,
So it's all our kids.
all right. Yeah,
I mean, I think it helps out, a lot of workers in this
yeah, no,
town
I would
to
agree with that.
be able to get to jobs and
Yeah,
stuff
me
like
too.
that.
I mean, there's
People,
$18 per kid. per day.
School. Yeah.
Yeah, I
And-
would say, yeah, 10,000.
in the summer, they utilize the town pool.
Right.
They go over, take them swimming. They make sure they get to their swimming lessons, which I think is a great benefit.
Mhm.
They're trying to put in field trips. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
No, no problem.
Yeah,
All right,
just,
so I'm gonna move that up to 10.
yeah, agreed. And one thing that we as a board, I
Yeah.
think should,
Yes.
I think we as a board should think about this with AHA, and now that it's under the Education Foundation as well as the library, to make sure that we're budgeting enough so that way we're contributing to their endowment. So it's growing and continues to grow beyond the needs of the budget. So that way we don't run into these issues anymore. So it's something to think about.
That's something we can look at going into next year, I would say.
Exactly.
Okay. All right,
Possibly.
oh, wow. Thank you. Hang on. All right, Flosswell Building is staying the same at $3,000. That's the building that used to be the daycare down there, and it is currently housing the Boy Scouts.
And we've discussed that that building needs help.
Yeah.
So what's the plan for that?
Well, so
Speak on that actually.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so on one of the assistant scout masters, yeah, I know they'd reached out to you already, but yeah, we're going to get a list together. We had a couple issues last year. Electrical system, I think, was corrected, but yeah, definitely there's a rot.
Siding, rot on
Yeah.
the bottom
Around the
boards,
sill plate.
sill plate boards, all that. So I looked into that a little bit, and it's built into the grant that I'm going for the
Okay.
Sam Eddy Field and all that. Like I say, I'm gonna have more details at our next monthly meeting on that. So events committee. Jen typically gets $10,000 every year from the town. This year is the 250th. We ask that we could go up to 15 for this year, an increase of $5,000. I know you and Jen had some conversations about it. So it's up
Is
to
that
you
enough,
guys.
Jen?
Yeah.
Or did you change it?
Yep. So
Oh, okay.
15, it's on there. Child care, decrease of 500. The scholarship was a decrease of 500. In child care stays the same at 6,400.
How come it decreased the scholarship?
Did they not apply for
It
it this year?
hasn't been, nothing's
Hasn't been
been
used.
Hasn't been
Oh, I haven't
expensed.
used. Okay.
going back to 23.
No ticking, no laundry.
Yeah, has not been expensed for 2 years. So we're moving for now. Beautification is staying the same at 1,500. Housing authority is staying the same at 5,500. The housing authority has come to the town to look into this a little bit. So I think this is a pretty good number still. I don't think we have to go up or down on this.
You don't have anything for beautification or Christmas lights here, right?
Can you guys just buy some? Or no, am I mistaken?
I'm pretty sure they bought some either last year or the
Oh,
year
a long time
before,
ago.
right?
2,100.
24?
24.
Yeah.
So you're all set there?
No.
You need more?
They did not, they didn't
No.
light all the poles.
Huh?
When I asked Mike why all the poles weren't lit, he said he ran out of material that was working.
So you need more light.
So, I mean, every year they only last so long.
That's true.
Okay.
You're trying to cut it, and he's trying to have.
That's up to you. You want to add money for
I think you
Christmas
should
tree
look
lights?
into it.
All right.
Well, when it's a beautification committee, what's that for? Then the 1,500 is that the
That's
Plants.
gardens, trees, things, a lot that Tom Zedestrom does. I'm sure
Yeah,
Christian
we
can
just
speak
did
to
a
that.
major pruning day
And flower
yesterday.
gardens too, right? Coming into town.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we get a deal every year from Race Mountain on the pruning. I mean, they did an incredible job. We pruned 9 trees in a day. I mean, typically for retail, it's like 1,500, 1,800. I think it wasn't even 1,000.
Yeah.
So,
Just don't park in Diana James's driveway.
yeah.
I got a phone call yesterday. I got yelled at.
Yeah, that wasn't me. That was under Tom's direction. So, talk
All
with
right.
them.
Stay on the right of
They
way.
could always park in my driveway.
Well, there you go. Just keep it out of that.
Got a check for 500 for Gaming Foundation.
Yep.
All right. All right. Housing Authority, Council of Governments is going up $202. PCM is staying the same at 310. Sorry, I got out of order there for a minute. But the Council of Governments is based off our population. So if our population increases a little bit, so does their number. Okay.
This Litchfield Hills Conservation, it's at 0. Is that what used to be the Northwest Conservation?
Yeah, that's right. And that was their former name.
Oh, okay.
So that name
So we
needs to
could
be
put
changed.
We could change the name and put the 500 there.
Thank you.
Perfect. You're welcome.
All right.
Saves you some time.
Yep. Wetlands miscellaneous is staying the same at 1,000. Housatonic River Commission is at 400. Northwest Transit District is going down $342 to $5,002. No change on the Historical Society. Didn't you grant her a $5,000 grant?
So those are two different organizations. So you gave a grant to the History Center for 5,000. This is the Canaan, North Canaan Historical Society, which
Oh,
is
the
based
fall,
in
it was
Falls
just the
Village.
Falls
Falls
Village.
Village.
But the one for Catherine's not gonna be in the budget, correct?
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, it's outside the budget.
Where is it?
You said it was coming out of general funds.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
You gave it to
I
her at
think-
the
I
last
Oh,
meeting.
yeah.
I just was
Oh,
wondering
yeah,
if we
what
needed
she
to
said
show
that-
that
oh,
anywhere
you're
in this,
talking about
in this
that.
sheet.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
you don't have to show, I mean, you have
Okay.
to show it.
yeah, she'll have to show it on
Mel
it
has to show it.
for the
on her
audit.
Budget sheet.
But in this budget, we don't have to show it.
No.
Okay.
'Cause it was a
That's what I was
one-time-
getting at.
It was a
Thanks for
one-time
correcting me.
thing.
Okay, planning and zoning officer, staying at 15,100. George is getting a slight raise in this number, but he's working a little less hours just because of demand. And so I don't see it, haven't had any problems or complaints in that department. Planning and zoning commission is staying the same at 8,000. The Rorback building is no change at 10,000. Town historian, no change at 1,500. The Rorback building loan that has been paid off, so we don't have to expense that anymore. So that's 10,400 off the budget this year. Temp borrowing at 5,000, and the rest is all school.
Some of these lines have been zero for quite a while, so I think it would be good to look at if we can eliminate them if we run into that amount of years with them at
Yeah,
zero.
it's 3 years, right? Is the
Yeah,
cutoff, Doug?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fire-
So fire equipment. I think Mike's still here. Maybe he's sleeping, but he's over there. So this year they've asked if we could go up $40,000. And I did say this at the last meeting, but I'll say it again. They have to have a certain number of trucks at a certain grade. And if they don't have that grade of trucks, our homeowners insurance will go up. It can double.
Why would that happen? How's it gonna change the protection class of the town if the trucks aren't up to grade?
So every year ISO, not every year, every so many years ISO, which is insurance grading system, they come out and they grade the repair companies.
Mhm.
And they go off of their scale of how old trucks are and what classification they fall under. When they hit a certain age, they feel that they're not good enough to do the job.
So would they say that the fire department was not functional? Is that why? Because from an
Not
insurance
functional.
standpoint, they're just looking at the distance from the volunteer fire department to the home. And if there's a hydrant within 1,000 feet, so they'd have to classify it as a non-functional fire department, I believe, in order for the actual classification on the protection class on the insurance side to actually change, which is what would justify or change your homeowners rates. So I've just never seen homeowners rates ever change based upon a change in a fire department ISO rating. So I wasn't certain. It's the first I've heard of it.
Well, that was just our understanding of it, and we told.
Okay.
But also every so many years, the truck do need to be replaced.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more, definitely. Yeah, I was just on the insurance side. I was curious. I hadn't heard that before.
And this is the capital non-recurring account, right?
Correct. There's currently a little over 1.1 million in that account.
1.2 now.
1.2 because of
That's
Mel's
earning.
investments.
I moved it into a 3.25% earning rate. So we picked up a little over $1,000 a month on that account.
What truck is that for that year?
This is to replace the ladder truck.
The ladder truck.
Yep.
And just, in 2021, we're supposed to replace the supply pumper. And due to the fact it's in good shape, we've maintained it all these years, we skipped it, try and boost this account. All right.
Okay. Town equipment, $30,000, no change. Ambulance equipment, $35,000, no change. Reappraisal cost, $10,000. Jen has to do a reappraisal in 2027. Town hall capital improvement plan, 5,000
How much we got in that account now?
in the town hall. You know what it is off the top of your head?
55,000.
Is there any repairs? It looks like a couple of places you can use in new carpet.
That's what I was gonna say.
Without a doubt.
That's something.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely. Yes, it's working on that.
Yeah, no, I'd like to extend that platform out and bring those stairs down so there's room for a wheelchair to get on that platform and turn. Because right now, if you try and turn, I've seen people with wheelchairs get up there, and by the time they get the door open and try and get in,
So
it almost
Gantry
knocks
wheel's
them off the
almost
staircase
near.
because they're
That-
teetering right there on the
Oh,
edge.
here, you mean?
Yeah,
Well, they're supposed to come in.
I know they're supposed to, but
there's a ramp.
there's an ADA ramp up to that entrance, and it was fine until that breeze was put on. You know, that last
Right.
uh,
Well, the glass was put on when the addition was put on.
yeah. Well, the concrete used to go all, you know what I mean? It was a concrete slab with plenty of room to turn to the front doors, and then that kind of bumped it out. I know what you're saying. They're supposed to use the other
Well, they had to
entrance.
put the glass on there because the snow was coming off the roof and landing on people that were walking in the town hall.
Yeah, now it's coming off the glass and landing on people.
They can't win.
No,
No.
he can't. So the town crew was
Yeah,
is
they've
doing
been
that
taking
regularly.
care of
Okay. So town hall reserve fund is 5,000. Swimming pool capital improvement is 2,500. Douglas
How much
Library.
is in that swimming pool account?
Do
it.
you know
I
off the
do
top
not
of your head?
remember.
Oh,
We can get that information for you if you'd like. The Douglas Library, this is where I told you we cut that out for this year, 2,500. They were okay with me doing that, but we will revisit that next year. We're back building projects staying the same at 5,000. Garage capital improvement is staying the same at 5,000. Road and paving improvements is staying the same at 100,000. West Main Street is just one of the many roads that we're looking into with the grant as well. We're looking to a trip grant with the COG and a build grant
you got to do that bridge by the Methodist
on
Church.
West Main Street. So we're actually looking at redoing the bridge on West Main. Bragg, P Street Bridge has already been done. There's one more there on what is it, Wood Avenue or something like that. Crosses over one other road there in between them. That's not coming to my mind right now, but
Well, the
all those
extension of
crossings.
Wood Avenue, but it's not a road.
It's not a road there.
It's the town's,
Oh,
Railway.
Reed Street.
Reed Street.
Yeah.
That's the next
oh,
one.
Reed Street.
Yeah, there's one more road, like I said. So that's in our plan to redo each one of those because each one of them is at that stage of life, unfortunately.
Did you get an engineer to look at that?
So
That one on Reed Street,
we have had engineered studies on them in
You
the
wanna-
past.
contact the state of Connecticut because,
It borders the state.
well, beyond that bridge on Reed Street, that culvert goes right down towards Lindell's and comes out in back of the brick building down there. That's all belongs to the state of Connecticut.
Okay.
So
I'll make
before
sure I
you
reach
do any
out.
work in that area, you get the state to do it.
Okay.
You're gonna have to be careful there because, where the engineering firm is, it takes a look at it because of the
Have you updated our
amount of water. You
Well, I
can't
think
increase the
that
flow of water there.
number changed a little bit.
Okay. Do you want to do totals or you want to wait on totals?
Well, it's roughly, between that one that's
6,000.
big change, and Beth's, it's about 31,000 higher than what's shown here.
So it's 133,000. 374 basically.
Well, you can give us the
Right,
totals
yeah.
on Wednesday,
Yeah.
next Wednesday. But getting back to that, you've got to, you increase, engineer, the whole deal's got to be engineered because you increase the flow down the other end. You're gonna have to get that okayed by the state, whether they're gonna take that flow.
Sure.
Or they may have to change their whole setup.
Yep.
And then we'd have to pay for it.
Good enough. All right. Any questions on the,
So your total, what's your total just for the town? Was there?
our increase is roughly roughly $133,374. Originally, I had a 3.16 increase, but then we added another 32,000 to that with some of
Well,
the stuff.
the 31, the 28,000 is in the school. So the towns is just gonna be up 3,000. That makes sense?
I think you guys are up to 6, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, but
six,
beyond
because we
that-
have that other line we adjusted plus the 3 we gave
Oh.
to
So you're
AHA.
up, you're
Oh,
up
right.
6.
Forgot about Waha.
So there's 3 there. And then I also had 2,500, and I believe that was the conservation district adding in that.
No, that was already
500.
figured into the
It
budget.
was in there. It was just.
Yeah, but were we gonna restore the line fully to 3,100?
That's not what I said. I was only gonna give them
Oh.
500.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
I had to.
She asked for more, but she said to me, put me on the board and I'll smile. You know what I
Oh,
mean? So
yes.
that's what I'm
Okay.
doing. I'm
Yeah,
not
forgot
trying
about
to
Yeah, that was it.
give any more money away than we need to here,
Got
but like I say, we do get a service from them and I am trying to, at least compensate them a little bit for what they're doing for us. So it's not much. So we're 6, so we're
108.
108. So it's probably like 3.2 or something like that % up. Our grand list is up $9 million, which will bring us up roughly around $233,000 more on the income side. And we're still running numbers on some other things for income, ECS grants, seeing where all that falls.
You know, approximately what percentage of our grand list 233 would fall under? Will it match that 3% increase in the budget?
Well, we're only up 108. So
Wrong dollar amount. Okay.
so the dollar amount's 233 increased.
But then the school is up, both schools are up 822,000.
Exactly.
So we have a shortfall of 600,000 approximately,
700.
700.
Well, because we have 100 on mine.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least 6 if mine didn't exist. But yeah.
Yep.
So, well, we're not done with all the revenue streams and we'll see what we can do. And like Beth said, there's not much. I mean, the main line share of your budget is up because of insurance. There's not much we can do on a lot of this stuff.
And
You
what
know?
does a mill equate to now in dollars?
It's somewhere between 4 and 450. And Jen is going to get me the exact rate. She just hasn't gotten there yet.
Okay.
She's been working on some things back and forth. So, any other questions on this?
Anybody else? No.
Okay.
Just cut 100,000 and come back next week.
Well, if you didn't add the Christmas lights.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
And now you'll, when we do when we're doing the public hearing, you'll be there to, once we get the figures. So that
Yes.
we can,
We'll work. Yeah, she'll work on that.
Yeah.
so we can give the public an idea of what it would actually cost.
Yes.
Could I get that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right there. Just want to keep all those together in the folder.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, we have public comment on there, but this is a workshop, so if the public would like to comment on anything, you may do so. We will not answer.
I have 2 chat comments on Zoom. The first one is from Cheryl Dunst. She says, please ask that copies of both proposed budgets are available online. Also, it was mentioned by First Selectman, the AHA financials were available, so please add that as well. And then I have another comment from B. Fogarty. They, parentheses, AHA, should also watch the bill being presented right now about having to be licensed as a fee for the summer. The criteria is 3 days or more. The starting fee is $350. And then she clarifies, meaning a bill presented for licensing required by the state of Connecticut. So that's it for chat, just chat comments. And then if anybody else on Zoom would like to comment, this is the time now. Unmute yourself.
Sorry. I'm pretty sure that licensing fee is already in that proposed document.
Is that like a summer camp licensing fee or just
It's like a licensing fee, maybe Beth can.
for like summer camps and stuff, or just the date in general?
I believe that the licensing fee covers if they, Ashley Allen, who runs Fossilage Daycare, has been incredibly helpful with working with the licenses with the state and make sure that we're in compliance with the state.
So which agency works with AHA now? Is it the school, Board of Education,
They're independent.
They're
or, huh?
they're not for profit. But that was the issue years ago, was that the town was paying this, using the town account to pay salaries, which became kind of a conflict. So they totally went independent.
Doug, in the past, we haven't put up budgets until we have an approved budget and go to a public hearing.
Correct,
So we don't need to publicize this budget until we're there.
correct,
It's still a working budget.
right.
Mine is also a draft, so.
Only a draft.
So these workshops, although you can listen to them, you know, this is for the Board of Finance, the Board of Selectmen, and the Board of Education to work together here to come in agreement with these numbers for the town, and then it'll be for public.
That's right. You have until once you meet with us again on the 20th to be a public hearing, 7 p.m.
I'm sorry,
When you,
I can't, it's not very clear tonight. When will the proposed budgets be available?
Say your name, girl.
I'm sorry, what was that?
the public hearing is April 20th at 7
So-
p.m.
We will receive the budget on that evening to review.
There will be budgets presented to the Board of Finance.
No, the public hearing. When will we get the budget to look at prior
that
to the
time.
budget here, the public
Just
hearing?
said April 20th,
And when is the public hearing?
April 20th.
So we have how much time to look at the budget before we can ask questions
They aren't.
for the
they'll
public
have-
hearing?
They'll usually have them out 5 days beforehand, right?
5 days. Okay, so we can expect 5 days prior to have them online?
But it's proposed.
It's proposed.
They're proposed.
Correct. So I said proposed, so people can look at them and ask questions at the public hearing.
Correct.
So 5 days before the public hearing, they will be available, the proposed budget.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's what we usually do.
Mine,
We haven't done that in the past, have we?
We don't put
We've
them
never done
online,
this in
no.
the past, I don't.
No, we don't
yes,
put-
they have always gone online, and I know Brian got beat up a couple times if they weren't. So in order to be prepared to ask questions at a public hearing, would you agree, for transparency's sake, they're available?
Could they be available at the town hall as well?
Correct.
Whatever.
Correct.
Yep.
Town hall or online. 5 days prior to the public hearing is what I'm understanding.
Town hall.
So you're not going to make them available on the website?
They'll be at the town hall, like to come in and look at them, that's what we'll have.
So you're not going to make copies for people?
This is public comment, so nobody's going to comment any further here.
Well, you already started, and it's a simple question, Doug, for the Board of Finance. When will you make it available for people to review?
5 days ahead of time. we'll
Okay,
have
so
them-
5 days prior, and I
have
won't
that
be
to tell them.
charged FOI to come in and look at anything, correct?
No,
Okay, just wanted to double check.
You can pick it up. It'll
Okay,
be
great. That's
available.
even better. Perfect.
All right. So the both of you on that particular day, 5 days before, which will be, can't count the weekends, can we?
Looks like the 13th.
13th, yeah. 13th, we'll put them.
after your last workshop?
Huh?
After your last workshop.
No, it's a public hearing. There is no more workshop. Unless we need one. If, after the public hearing, if we find that the public is satisfied or they make, someone's made a comment that, we think we should look into, then we can make changes.
Thank you.
So, the 13th, you'll have them, on the town clerk office. Okay?
Thanks,
Anybody
Doug.
else? You're welcome.
No other public comments on Zoom.
We'll have to have them on the 12th. We'll have them there on the 12th because the 13th is a revenue closed,
Oh, okay.
right? No, hang on.
Wrong one.
Wrong month, yeah, buddy. 13th is a Tuesday or Monday. Monday, yeah. Okay, and that was without my glasses.
All right, motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.